Hello, guys. Today I'm interviewing Jon Pegg, and how are you, John?
I'm good, Sam. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Not too bad. Um, and he's a bit of everything, really. You're a coach. You help promote shows, and you're a matchmaker as well. So
And a manager as well, Sam.
and a manager. So you're a busy man. Just put it that way.
Yeah, just about, just about.
So what do you want to talk about first? Should we talk about that your show just gone with should we talk about Niall Berry? Niall Berry?
Niall Berry. Yeah, let's talk
Niall
about
Berry.
Niall.
He's a
Uh,
great fighter, and his last fight was against, well, it was meant to be a step up, and he blew him away in what, 30 seconds, 35 seconds?
23 seconds, including the 10 count, Sam. But that's a little
Wow.
bit harsh on Sufyan Ahmed because Sufyan Ahmed's a good fighter and anybody can get caught cold. And he walked out. He wasn't expecting it. Um, he just got caught cold. It can happen to anyone, but Sufyan Ahmed is a good fighter. But I think
Yeah.
Niall Berry is going to be an exceptional fighter. I really believe he's gonna really do some good things, win some big titles. Niall's got it all. Trains very hard. He's got a great attitude, and obviously he's got the talent as well. So yeah, Niall could be a good fighter.
I can see him pushing on for like Midlands titles anytime soon, do you think?
I've already put his name forward for the Midlands title, Sam. I've put his name in the mix, and I'm hoping the board, even though he's only had 4 fights, I'm hoping the board will grant him a shot because some of his stable mates have won Midlands titles in 6 fights, 7 fights. So, being in a lower division, I can't see why there's any reason why Niall doesn't do the same.
Isn't he a bantamweight, yeah?
Super bantam or featherweight. Since he's turned pro, he's filled out a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's around the 8 stone 10, 9 stone mark.
yeah. And do you have any idea when he'll be next out fighting?
November the 25th in Coventry.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it might be a Midlands title fight, but it's not. It will be another step up towards a Midlands title fight.
yeah, like another test.
Yes, hopefully.
So winning records from now.
Yeah, if we can get them. A lot of people winning records aren't willing to take on good fights. That's why Niall was really pleased to get a guy with a positive record because he knew he'd come and have a fight with him. But yeah, that's the aim. And if they're not a winning record, sometimes you can get guys with half and half records that are really good tests as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Like that Joe Ducker, mate. He went on to be Midlands champion, and he's about what, 11 wins, 10 defeats or something. So
yeah, and he won the title on my show actually against one of my lads.
what,
There's a guy who
against
boxes
Ishmael
from
Ellis?
yeah. There's a guy who boxes for me called Ben Fields, and his record is 50-50, and he's a test for anybody.
Yeah. He came up short. He was fighting for the Midlands against Jamie Stewart. I watched that. I mean, I wanted Jamie to win because I've interviewed him, but I thought Ben won that fight personally.
Oh, we thought Ben had just won it. I was in the corner with Sean Cogan, but
oh yeah,
Jamie
I saw you in that corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie fought really well, and we thought he'd won it, but you couldn't with someone with Jamie's background, you couldn't not feel okay that he managed to retain his title. Ben will come again, but it was a great fight.
Rematch.
We're asking about it, and I know Jamie's very game and on up for it. So yeah, it could be maybe a rematch on one of our Birmingham shows.
Yeah. What, in Ben's hometown this time?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Ben would deserve something like that. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, that would be good, and that would be a good rematch, won't it?
I think so, mate.
I'll be looking forward to that fight. That would be a good fight.
Well, let's see if we can get it off. See if you can use your influence, Sam, to get it. Help me make it.
Yeah, it'll be. But you're doing a good job, whoever you match him with, because he goes in the away corner a lot, doesn't he, Ben?
Yeah. He doesn't mind where he fights, and he can handle himself. So it all works quite well.
Yeah. So should we talk about your show on the 21st of October, mate?
Yes. What do you want to know, mate?
So, well, we've got the fighters in Ryan Whelan, is he? Yeah.
Yes, Ryan Whelan's making his debut.
Yes, because he was meant to make his debut on the 10th of September because you know what happened with the Queen and stuff. Everything got postponed. But it's good that he's got a fight. Wait, what weight do you think he'll be like fighting at?
Super middleweight.
Yeah. So super middle. Who else have you got in that bill? Michael Licklew?
Well, we've got Michael Licklew, who's trained and managed by Peter Fury on the bill.
He is, yeah.
Peter's a good friend of mine, and where I can help him out and put his lads on. And his lads are always quality, and his girls as well as lads. So, we put Michael on to get him a fight. We've got another debut lad called Logan Paling from Sean Cogan's gym that I manage. He's making his debut on the bill. We've got Gary Sweeney from Darren Usher's gym down in Oxford. Very high quality heavyweight.
Is he against
Irish lad?
Yeah, Griggs.
That's it. That's the one. You know what? You're doing better than me.
That's a great fight. Lamar always comes to have a go, and he's a good fighter.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put good fights on. And then the last one is somebody who was let down on the last show by a medical issue with his opponent, Brett Egan. So Brett Egan's on the bill as well.
He is, yes. He's a good fighter.
They're all good fighters. You give them a chance, they're all good fighters. It's just about believing in them and backing them.
How many rounds are they all fighting in?
They're all doing 4-rounders, and Gary Sweeney might be doing a 6-rounder. It's a dinner show, so there's no title fights or anything on it. Just good prospects learning their trade.
It's still a good little show, though.
Yeah, I think so, and everybody will get fed, so everybody will be happy.
Yeah, and there will be some good fights on there as well. Have you got them all matched, or just Gary Sweeney at the minute?
No, Logan Paling's fighting Jake Osgood.
I've seen him fight before. He's a tough man, isn't he?
Yeah. Michael Licklew, I think he's fighting MJ Hall. Brett Egan is fighting Kirk Stevens. The only one I haven't matched is Ryan Whelan. Not that many guys about at super middle, so I'm just looking around him now.
Kirk got stopped though, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he's boxed since then. He had a good fight last week against Nathan Farrell, and he lost 39-37. And Nathan Farrell's a very good fighter, so Kirk's kind of learnt off his stoppage loss on his debut, and he's come back and improved.
Yeah, and that's good because we want him to come to fight, don't we?
Well, that's Kirk. That's why he got stopped, because he was giving it his all and walked onto one. So it is what it is. That's boxing, but we just got to get in the right matches. And like I say, performed really well against Nathan Farrell, who's a quality operator.
Yeah, that fight's on YouTube. I haven't had a watch yet, but I will do.
I haven't had a watch either yet.
But it's on YouTube. I'll send you the link if you want it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sam.
What about, should we talk about River Wilson Bank? Because we know he's had 2 fights with Denny this year, and he fought Ben Thomas, didn't he? And he stopped him in round 5.
Yes, it was a good fight, actually. Ben had a bit of a weight advantage, and he come for a real go. And they had a tear up for 3 rounds. Then Ben started to get a little bit tired in the 4th round. And then the 5th round, he wasn't really hurt, but his coach pulled him out when he took a few too many headshots before he got hurt. It was a really good decision by his coach. But yeah, Ben come for a go, because the last time he was in the Midlands, he won in the 1st round. So I think Ben fancied it that day, and we had a really good scrap, top of the bill at our Solihull Ice Rink show. Yeah.
But surely it's got to be back to the title picture now for River, as he should be English eliminated.
Well, we're hoping to get him a title fight, but sometimes it's tricky to get the right opponent that will get past. So what we're doing is we're making sure he stays active while we wait for that title fight. What we don't want to do is get a title fight and been out the ring for 7 or 8 months. It's no good for anyone. Yeah. So we're hoping for a title fight, but in the meantime, we will keep him active.
Are we waiting for the winner of Brad Ravy, Tyler Denny?
Maybe, because like when you're at that kind of level, you fight whoever comes up. But I do think the winner out of Brad Ray and Tyler Denny does deserve a British title fight. So I imagine they'll move on to there, to be honest.
Yeah, and then maybe River can fight for the vacant English as he's
He'll be
doing
ready,
well.
mate. He'll be ready for whatever comes up for him.
Yeah. So, wait, does he train in your gym that you train?
No, he trains at Brendan Norman's gym, but he
Oh,
does
that's
come
it.
over to us once a week with Brendan to do some sparring and training with us because there's a lot of experienced guys in our gym. So
Yeah.
River tries to get the best of everything. But yeah, no, he's trained by Brendan, but me and Brendan do collaborate once a week and try and get the best out of him.
Yeah. I thought he won that second fight but lost the first fight.
They were both close fights, you know. I wouldn't disagree with you, but I wouldn't disagree with people who thought Tyler won it either. Just close fights,
Yeah.
good fights. And, you know, both lads have got a lot of respect for each other and they'll both improve off those kind of fights. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's
That's
all
good.
swings and roundabouts. It's all about learning.
Yeah. What about Scott Melvin?
I've put him forward for a Midlands titles fight as well. I think Scott's ready. He's had a couple of good 6-rounders.
He
had
was
a real
in the
good learning
tournament,
fight.
wasn't he? In the lightweight tournament.
Yeah. He didn't perform as well as he could. Sometimes the TV cameras might take a little bit out of you, or you never know. But
that fight against Tion Gibbs, because I think there was like a coin toss with the trainers because they train in the same gym.
Yeah, they both train at our gym, and it was a bit
corner
awkward.
Were you in, mate?
I was helping in Scott's corner.
Did you mind 2-1, mate?
I just wanted the best man to win, or the guy who deserved it. I didn't really mind. I've known Tion a long time, so it was really tough for me to do that. And I didn't say a word in the corner because I've known Tion a long time, but I was there to do Scott's eyes and stuff. And I'm just glad it was a tight, close fight, and nobody got hurt and nobody got at their depth.
Yeah.
It was the same as a good hard spar, really, but they got well paid for it. That was the difference.
It was a good fight, though, but I think the better man won on the night.
I think as well, it might have took a lot out of Scott fighting his gym mate, and then he was just missing a little bit of energy against Dylan Chima. Dylan Chima went on to win and was a deserved winner, but
I thought that Scott beat Chima.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but it was a close fight, so you can't argue. Two lads are in there giving it their all. A lot of people thought he just nicked it. I personally never. I thought Dylan had just won. But I think the first fight took a lot more out of Scott than Dylan's first fight did. But that's the thing about the Ultimate Boxers.
What's he called? Who did Dylan beat? Otis
Luckham?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he beat him in about a minute. So he had a bit more energy. But that's the joy of the Ultimate Boxers. You never know how the fights are going to go and how it's going to fall. So, it's no good worrying about it.
Will any of your boxers be on it again soon?
What, the Ultimate Boxer?
Yeah, because I like that tournament. It's cool.
If there's an opportunity, we'll always put our guys in, mate, because there's a lot more reward than there is risk. So it's always worth it.
Didn't Corey Gibbs win it?
Yeah, Corey won it. Shakan Pitters won it from our gym.
Pitters is doing well, but he just came up a bit, just up short against Dan Aziz. But
that's what happens.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, in title fights, it's easy to just the other guy just nicks it or wins it because title fights everybody's good. Yeah, we had Drew Brown win the Ultimate Boxer.
When do you think Pitters is Shakan's next fight will be? Next year or?
We're hoping to get one before the end of this year. He's got one more fight with Boxer. If he wins that, obviously he'll get a few more fights with Boxer. So we're hoping to get him out before the end of the year. Fingers crossed.
That's good. So, wait, do you train Drew Brown? Because he came up short against Sam Gilly.
I used to train Drew Brown and I still manage him. He's a good fighter, Drew. He trains with a guy down in Northampton now, who's known since the amateurs. So yeah, we're just looking for a fight for Drew. But he works away a lot, so we have to make sure we get notice for him to box.
Yeah, because he was inactive before he fought Gillian. Maybe that played a little bit of a part, but he still put up a great fight.
Yeah, Drew's a warrior. Drew will always put up a great fight.
Yeah, I would like to see him out again soon when you can get him out because he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Tion Gibbs? Because Tion said to me that he had a bit of an injury.
Yeah, he hurt his hand against Scott, so we've been trying to fix that. Yeah, Tion's a good fighter and former Midlands champ, and once his hand's fixed, he'll get big opportunities because he can fight and he's tough and he knows what he's doing.
Maybe an English pending for him as well.
Would be nice. It would be nice to get something like that.
So why would you put Scott for the Midlands and Tion for an English when Scott beat Tion?
Because Tion has already won the Midlands and he's got 10-round experience.
Whereas Scott hasn't.
Even though Scott beat him over 3 rounds, it was very close. And 3 rounds is a lot different to 10.
Yeah, because over 10 rounds, mate, you never know. Tion might have beat him.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely favour Tion at the moment over 10 because he's got 10-round experience. That's why Scott needs a Midlands fight to get those really important 10-round experience under his belt. Once Scott's done that, same as once Niall Berry's done that, then I think they'll be ready to box anybody. But you got to be careful in the steps you take because once you've took those steps, you can't take them back. So even if you win at English level, you're then stuck at English level, and if you're not quite ready for it, it can be a really hard night's work. So you have to be a little bit smart in how you put people in. Not just that they're good enough, they've got to be ready as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Do you manage Tommy Silcock?
Tommy Silcox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I manage Tommy.
When's his next fight? Because he beat, what's he called, Alex Ferron in the first round.
Yeah, it was a big win, that was. Tommy's next fight is November the 12th on one of our shows in Birmingham. A little 6-rounder just to get him back in the swing of things.
Yeah, because he hasn't fought since, April?
Yeah, April, yeah.
Yeah.
Since he won the title, actually.
Yeah. Because what happened with him and Ben Fields? Because they were originally meant to fight. And then Ben Fields went down to go to another title.
Yeah, he was just, it happens. Other fights come up. There was little injuries. It happens. They'll probably fight somewhere down the line. It'll be a good fight. But at the moment, it just didn't come about. So, but it will happen somewhere down the line.
Yeah, let's hope so. It'll be a good tear up, that fight.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. So Tommy will be staying active, which is good.
Well, we're getting him out on November the 12th. Get him out again in February.
Who else is on that November the 12th show?
I'll tell you now. We have got Ollie Cassidy, who's unbeaten in 5. Good light middleweight.
I've interviewed him. He's a great lad, and he's a good fighter as well, isn't he?
Yeah, we got Wayne Alcock's 2 lads, Dylan Norman and Elliot Hurley making his debut. And we've got a lad that I managed from over. So what was that? Sorry, Sam.
I said that I watched Dylan Norman fight before.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, Dylan, young lad. And we've got a lad that I managed from over the East Midlands way called Craig Brewing. He was meant to be on the 10th show as well. That got cancelled.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Yeah, he can fight. He can.
What is he? 3-0, 4-0?
No, 2-0. Only 2-0.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That was going to be his third fight.
Yes. Is it going to be a 6-rounder this one, or not just yet for him?
No, not just yet. Not just yet. I'd usually try and get him a 6-rounder unless they're rushing forward like a Niall Berry or a Sam Eggington. I'll try and get them the 6-rounder in their 5th or 6th fight, so they're well schooled and ready.
Will Ollie Cassidy, as he's getting his 6th fight, will be in a 6-rounder?
That is the plan.
Do you manage him? Because I thought he was signed with Errol Johnson.
No, I manage him, and he's trained by Richie Gents
Oh, it's
because
just
he's more
sorry,
from
mate.
over this direction.
It's just that he's fought on a few BCB shows before.
Yeah, Richie's got a lot of his lads with Errol. We all work together. Errol's a good friend, but because he's more from this side of the Midlands, Richie signed him with me, and we've been getting him on some of our shows as well.
Oh, okay. So he'll be out, will he? On
Yeah,
the 12th.
6 rounder, and then we'll be pushing him on for a Midlands title as well because he's more than good enough.
Do you work with Tommy Owens?
Yes, I used to manage Tommy Owens when he was a boxer, and then when
Really?
he retired, yeah, I encouraged him to do shows, and I've been working with him ever since. We've done
Yeah.
over 100 professional shows together.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. What do you know what's happening with Corey Gibbs as he's signed with Ben Shalat? Ben.
I think he's got a fight November the 12th.
Manchester.
Corey's gone to another gym now. He's decided to stretch himself. You know, sometimes you need that after a lot of fights. We're still all friends, but yeah, I think he's got a good fight November the 12th. But Corey will be pushing for a title fight in his next couple of fights. A very, very good fighter, Corey is.
Yeah. What about Musa Moya?
Musa is on our November the 25th show in Coventry. Sky want to put him on again, but there's nothing there at the moment, so I'm keeping him active.
Oh, yeah. He caused a big upset on the Sky show as he only got like a week's notice, did he?
About 5 days, yeah.
Yeah, mate. He smashed it, didn't he? He's a great fighter.
Yeah, I told a lot of people to back him.
Yeah, so I was backing him. I believe in him.
A lot of people won money at the bookies because he was 14-1.
Yeah.
Which is good odds. But yeah, Moose's a good fighter. Just got to get his weight right.
Can you see him pushing on for titles anytime soon or not as yet?
Once he gets his weight right, then we can push on for titles with Musa. Just got to get that weight in the right place first, Sam.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Just take the fights as they come, and maybe next year.
When you can fight, you don't have to worry too much. You can take fights when you can fight, and Musa can fight.
Do you work with that Alex Ferron who Tommy beat?
No, but I do work with his manager and coach, Clifton Mitchell. That's why him and his gym mates have been on our shows at Aston Villa.
Who's his gym mate?
A guy called George Farrell.
I haven't heard of him yet, but I will keep an eye out for him, mate.
He lost to River in a Midlands title fight, but he's a good fighter. And yeah, Clifton's a good friend of mine. So sometimes my lads go over on his shows in Derby. Sometimes his lads come over on our shows in Birmingham. We're good friends, so we do help each other out where we can.
So would you ever get that Alex back on?
Yeah, for sure. If Alex needed a home spot and he could do a few tickets, we would put him on. You know.
So did he not sell any tickets against Tommy? But it was the title.
Yeah, he sold a few, but he was in the away corner on that one. But there will be fights where I'll put Clifton's lads in the home corner because we're friends and we help each other where we can.
Yeah. What do you think would be next for Eggington as he's lost his fight on the weekend to I forgot his name, Hogan, is it?
Yeah, Dennis Hogan. We got to see. You know, Sam's had a lot of hard fights now, so we got to get him in the gym, see how he feels, and he's probably in his last year as a pro now, so we've got to pick carefully his fights. We've got to make sure they're the best fights for him and they're the best paying fights. But, you know, when you're at Sam's level and you've done everything he's done, you can pick carefully. You can pick the fights that you like. So Sam's in a good position, even though he's just lost his title. He's in a good position. He's at the stage where he's done everything in his career. He's got no more mountains to climb, so he can just pick fights he likes and pick the ones that pay the best.
Yeah. Who else have we not? Who haven't we talked about yet that you want to talk about?
Casey Benjamin fighting for the British title against Dalton Smith.
Oh yes, how can we forget about him? Yes.
I thought you were saving him to the end because it's the biggest fight at the moment.
Yes. He's got. I mean, of course, Dalton's coming off of like a stoppage win over Samo Mason. But
Yeah.
Casey Benjamin's a bit younger than Samo Mason. He's undefeated, isn't he? Am I right in
No,
saying?
he had one loss early on in the Ultimate Boxer, but we don't really count it because it was 3 rounds.
Yes,
You don't
mate.
really count that.
What's his record? What, 16-1, something like that.
And a draw as well. He drew for the Midlands title early in his career.
He did, didn't he? Yes.
Yeah, against Danny Ball.
Oh, Danny Ball, yes. Because Danny Ball's fighting for the English title soon.
Yeah. Danny's a good fighter, and he's a big welterweight. Him and Casey had a good little brawl.
But Casey's gone down to lightweight.
Yes, yeah, and it seems to have done him the world of good because he's been knocking people out since he moved down.
Yeah. So it'll be a good fight, him v Dalton, won't it? I'll be watching that fight. Good fight.
I think so, mate. I think so. I think it's a very good fight. It's a mandatory. 2 young fighters, and I think Casey will win.
Will you be in the corner for Casey?
Yeah, me and Louis Coonahan and his dad Paul Coonahan and Kerry Kays will be in the corner. That will be Casey's corner team.
Are you the main trainer?
No. On that one, Louis Coonahan is the main trainer.
But I could see you on the TV, like doing his cuts if he ever gets cut, or.
I hope so, because the cameras will probably zoom in on me because I'm very interesting. So I'm hoping that Sky know what they're doing and they give me lots of airtime.
Yeah, that's what they should do anyway, mate.
I think so.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about, Sam, or are you happy with that?
Would you ever get like Ben Thomas back on your show, or any of like Luke Middleton back on your show?
Yeah, I always get these guys back on the shows. They're good, reliable guys, and I try and give them as many paydays as I can to say thank you for the good work they give us.
Yeah. Who was the one who stopped Harley Magnesian?
Oh, Mikey Tyler. Tyler Christopher, his name, but we know him as Mikey Tyler. He's a lad who was from Bermuda. Decent kid, nice boxer. And he's growing into welterweight. He started off as a light welter. Could be a good fighter, Mikey. Just needs the opportunities.
Is he gonna? Have you got a fight date for him? But just not yet, or?
He was meant to be on October the 12th, but then it fell apart. So he's going to visit his family back in Bermuda instead.
Oh, okay. So we'll see what happens with him. But can I say?
Yeah, well, he's 5-0 now, so another couple of fights. I'll be trying to get him a Midlands title fight.
What about Ashley Earls? Is it?
Yeah, I've just signed Ashley. He's won 2 fights with me. Another couple of fights, get him to about 7 or 8-0, and he'll be going for a Midlands title. He can punch a bit, Ashley, and he's very skillful. Just needs a bit more experience.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you for your time, John, and just keep the good work up in everything you're doing.
Well, I'm trying, mate, but I'd like to say thank you for all the coverage you're giving these lads who don't usually get coverage. You're doing a great job. And the one thing I will say, somewhere in the future, you're going to have some big work in boxing. So you better not forget me when you're famous.
I won't, mate. I will never forget you.
Thank you, mate. And keep up the good work.
Thank you, John. And you, mate. Thank you. Bye.
No problem. See you.